evening. I'm Dora Scheidel. Michael's off tonight. The top 5 stories are on the way. We begin with the first alert forecast. Right off the top, meteorologist Mike Brookins is here now, and we had a little mix of everything today, Mike.
We did. Everything but the kitchen sink. Some large hailstones, quite a bit of accumulation to start the day in portions of the Finger Lakes. Well, we're going to look at Baldwinsville with our Stanley Law Skywatch. Here's the Barnesville Memorial camera, and things are quieter. We've got some peaks of sunshine settling down after a few downpours moved on through. It's now going through Oneida County. Back to the west, just an odd sprinkle or two. So our skies will be variably cloudy the next several hours with that threat for a sprinkle. However, if you're watching us in Oneida, Herkimer County, southern Lewis, going into Madison County, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms moving off towards the east. If we do get any lightning or thunder, it's not going to be a severe thunderstorm, so that's good news. 68 our temperature right now. Where the sun is shining, though, that's boosted temperatures back into the 70s, and I think at 8 o'clock we'll be at 71 with a threat for a shower well to the east. Later tonight, partly cloudy to mainly clear, some fog down into the 50s. We're warmer, more humid tomorrow, but again, a chance for a storm. Dora?
Thank you, Mike. Just after 6 o'clock, these are the top 5 stories on CBS 5 News. No evidence of human remains. That's the conclusion from investigators in Oswego County this afternoon after a 5-day search that included cadaver dogs in Mexico for possible remains of Heidi Allen. Authorities say the search site was 20 feet by 30 feet, and they dug 4.5 feet into the ground, but ultimately ruled there's no indication anyone had been buried there. A Watertown Postal Service worker has been arrested for allegedly eavesdropping on his co-workers. State police arrested 50-year-old John Sullivan after he was caught with a mechanical overhearing device in a U.S. postal vehicle. Police say he was trying to overhear privileged conversations. Sullivan has been charged with 1 count of eavesdropping, a Class E felony. The parents of the young mother who succumbed to a rare form of cancer in May claim their son-in-law took thousands of dollars in donated money that was meant to pay medical bills and benefit his twin daughters. According to a statement to police, Brandon Hinman began withdrawing money from the accounts before his wife Jenna passed away and totals about $45,000. Jenna's parents also claim Hinman has not seen his daughter since the beginning of June and has not been providing for their care. The Cayuga County DA's office says an investigation is ongoing. Right now, 2 Syracuse teenagers are due in family court, accused of tearing open a tent in an area where the homeless gather and throwing rocks into a woman's face. Police say the boys, ages 12 and 14, caused cuts and bruises. It happened right around midnight on South Clinton Street. The boys ran away, but police tracked them down. Both have been involved in other incidents. A Solvay mother and her neighbor are indicted on attempted murder charges, accused of attacking her husband. We've been following this story for you since May, when Michael LaPointe was stabbed 42 times and shot. Investigators say his wife Virginia LaPointe and her alleged ex-boyfriend John Conway planned the attack. Both face attempted murder, assault, and conspiracy charges. The search has ended in Mexico for possible remains of Heidi Allen. After 5 days, investigators say they found no reliable evidence the site is related to the 20-year abduction. CBS 5's Alex Dunbar reports from Mexico.
The search at this Town of Mexico site has ended. The Oswego County District Attorney says there is no evidence that human remains are buried here or ever were.
We've heard hearsay, we've heard rumors. We need to base our case upon facts.
Oswego County District Attorney Greg Oakes says the cabin site was actually more of a fort built by a teenager more than 20 years ago, and the search area was approximately 20 feet by 30 feet, the depth of 4.5 feet. Oakes says there was no indication anything had ever been buried there. Oakes says a state police cadaver dog did indicate at a spot in the search area, but the handler told them the conditions were less than ideal for an accurate search. Finally, Oakes says the site may have been disturbed by a local couple who looked through the area after reading last week's news reports.
I have absolute confidence and faith in the Sheriff's Department to fully investigate this case. There's been innuendo that the Sheriff's Department's engaged in a cover-up. What I could say is Mo Todd was not sheriff 20 years ago when this case occurred. He wasn't sheriff when this case was prosecuted. Mo Todd's interest has always been the same as mine, to find the truth.
Oakes says the couple admitted to looking through the scene and are not believed to have any connection to Heidi Allen's disappearance. In a statement this afternoon, Gary Thibodeau's attorney said she still believes there is enough evidence to exonerate Thibodeau, and she doesn't believe the district attorney's office did enough to follow up on new investigative leads. For now, reporting from Mexico, I'm Alex Dunbar.
Right now, new revelations contained in court documents has many wondering if the Oswego County Sheriff's Department should be in charge of the renewed investigation into the disappearance of Heidi Allen. The motion calling for Thibodeau's release from prison accused the former DA and sheriff's investigators of misconduct by withholding evidence that might have reversed the verdict back in 1994.
Should the Sheriff's Department be handling the current investigation?
Obviously, I would prefer that another law enforcement agency be involved, but those folks that are the majority, I think, who are involved currently were not part of the initial investigation back in 1994. So I suspect that they will continue to work professionally toward resolving and solving the case.
Reached by phone this afternoon, Oswego County Sheriff Rule Todd reacted to the allegations contained in the court papers, saying, quote, "They're the same claims we've heard for 20 years, so I have no comment. We're not going to fight this in the press. This is a matter for the court, not the press." New tonight, the City of Syracuse's innovative land bank program, which seizes and shells off tax-delinquent properties, has received statewide recognition. But as our Jim Kenyon found out exclusively, one city councilor says it's time to put the brakes on the land bank.
The city of Syracuse has a big problem with abandoned and tax-delinquent properties. For years, the city offered tax trusts so people could pay off their back taxes over time without losing their homes. But in April, Mayor Stephanie Miner restricted those tax trusts so that absentee landlords need not apply. And that gave a big boost to the city's land bank. Since it was established last year, the Land Bank, a taxpayer-supported corporation, has acquired 340 properties, mainly through tax seizures, so they can be sold to responsible owners who would fix them up and pay the taxes.
We've had tax-delinquent property out there for years. You know that. We've got people who have not paid their taxes in 12 years and got away with it. We're trying to change that dynamic. We are changing that dynamic via the land bank.
I don't want this city to be a tax seizure city. We want properties on the tax roll to give people an opportunity to come current.
Syracuse Councilor Kathleen Joy wants to put the brakes to the land bank, slow down the influx of properties it acquires.
If you're going to create a monster, then you have to feed it. Well, let's not let it get out of hand.
Joy has proposed a law to reinstitute the tax trusts to include all property owners in the city, not just owner-occupied properties. It puts her and other city councilors who agree with her on a collision course with the Miner administration, which sees the land bank as the best way to put properties back on the tax rolls.
It's been a model. The Attorney General has applauded our work, and we're going to continue to go in that direction.
We thought that the land bank was another tool to get tax revenues, to take care of the abandoned and tax delinquent properties, but not the be-all and end-all, not to privatize what the municipalities should be doing.
Yesterday, councilors agreed to hold a hearing next month on a $1.5 million request to fund the land bank. Joy sees it as an opportunity to focus on the city's role in the real estate business. Reporting from Syracuse, I'm Jim Kenyon.
The forecast is next, and the talk tonight is on the way. We're focused on the new developments in the Heidi Allen case. Is there still more to investigate, and should a different agency be in charge? We discuss it coming up next. You're watching CBS 5 News at 6. Now today's obituaries.